Hello and welcome to Knife Delights. I got us a Jim Dandy here today. We're going to be taking a look at this Hammer Brand four-bladed canoe. That's right, what a unique pattern. It's the first four-bladed canoe I've ever seen or held or had a chance to own. So we're going to go over that, and I have found out some interesting, very interesting history on Hammer Brand itself. And we'll take a look at the information here on this box and how it ties into their history. And oh, by the way, I might just show another little sneak peek at one of my favorite case canoes. So stand by, the review starts right now. Would you just look at this beautiful knife, this beautiful four-bladed canoe. Now I got to tell you a little bit of my disappointment, and I got to start out with a cautionary tale. I saw this on eBay, and I saw this box, and it looked like an old-timey box, and I thought, oh my goodness, I've got an original Hammer Brand, one that was made under the New York Knife Company, because it had bone on it, and when Imperial took over the Hammer Brand, why, they just made the very budget style knives with the shell covers and that, and I thought this must be something really good and really old, and I got excited and I ordered it, and it was priced reasonably. But looking at the box here, I see down here it says Taylor Brands LLC, made in China. So I had a slight disappointment that this isn't one of the original New York Knife Company Hammer Brands, but I'm still excited and very stoked. It's still a beautiful knife, a wonderful knife, and it's still a new old stock. I couldn't find out very much information on this knife doing some searching. So, it's out of production, and it's a knife with a box. It's always nice to have a box. And here's our model number, HB4BR, Hammer Brand Brown Bone. Yeah. So let's get into the history of Hammer Brand, though. I've always been enamored with Hammer Brand because of the tang stamp. It's based off of that drawing right there. Yeah. So New York Knife Company was the first of several knife and cutlery factories in Walden, New York, and it operated from 1856 to 1931. Now, I was trying to figure out, why does it say since 1852 if they said it operated and started operating in 56? Well, it says it was organized in 1852, originally at Mattawan, Dutchess County. I probably just butchered that name, according to a company history included in Edward Manning Rutenberg and Lewis H. Clark's History of Orange County, New York. But anyway, New York Knife was one of the largest cutlery establishments in the United States. In 1856, they moved to Walden, purchasing an old cotton factory building which had been standing vacant for some years. So there is the origins of it, New York Knife Company. And I'm going to put up another slide here just real quick. And we've got kind of a little map here of where Walden, New York is. And there's a historic marker with the inscription of New York Knife, home of Hammer Brand knives, and they made the first Boy Scout of America knife. And there was 28 buildings on this site, and it was one of the largest pocket knife companies in the U.S. from 1856 to 1931. And this information comes from the William G. Pomeroy Foundation. Okay, just a little bit more information here. There's that marker, the New York Life, and so New York Life was closed in 1931 due to the 1929 stock market crash and depression. Imperial purchased Hammer Brand circa 1932, and then we all know that Imperial Schrade went out of business in 2004, and so Taylor Brands LLC then purchased the rights to Imperial Schrade products. So that's why this has Taylor Brands LLC, made in China. So there's just a little bit of a brief history. I didn't know all of this history about Hammer Brand, but it's fascinating to me. Well, when we look at this knife here, now this may be called or considered to be a gunboat. I know there's a case knife that's a three-bladed canoe, and they refer to it as a gunboat. So I'm assuming this might fall into the gunboat category also. But this one is four-bladed. So we got our main spear point blade here. Got the hammer brand etched on the main blade. Of course, there's that wonderful tang stamp that I'm talking about. It did change over the years just a little bit. There's the model number again. So just a really nice big spear point blade, as you would typically see on a canoe. And then your second blade is usually a smaller spear point or a pen blade, although on a canoe they're a big pen blade. So there's the second blade. That's typically what you see in the canoe. And then we open up this one here, and that is a coping blade. And you can see the sharp angle down here. That's good for whittling. It's different than like a sheep's foot that has more of a curve to it, and because it's angled like that, you can get into little tight areas when you're whittling. So there's your coping blade. And then for our fourth blade, looky there, everybody's favorite blade. Yep, you know what that is, right? The spade blade. Now, I don't know what they call this pattern of jigging, but this brown bone is put in here very nicely. Got very nice transitions to it. Got the very nice shield there. 3 brass pins. Got your main pin there. And then your 2 cover pins. Turn it over on the back. We can see got very nice transitions there. And we look here, and we got brass liners. Now I'm going to bring in one of my favorite canoes, and this is a case canoe, and I almost forgot here. I don't know how I did it, but good old HT from HT's EDC made me a member of the HT's canoe crew. So I'll put that logo up in here, so make sure and go and check out HT's channel. Got a wonderful channel there. Check him out. But anyway, here's probably one of my most favorite canoe patterns right here. It's bone. It says anchored in Christ. And that laser or that cutout there, I mean, that's raised lettering. That's actually cut out. It's not just printed on there. And they did just a gorgeous job on this knife. Fingerprint magnet and all. But I got this from Shepherd Hills Cutlery about a year ago, and I don't know if it was an exclusive for them or not. It's the only place I saw it. I saw it in their magazine or their catalog when they sent it out. So we just kind of check out the size here of the frame. So we can see the frames here. Now, this one looks to be a little bit longer and more slender. Yep, it's slightly longer. A little bit more slender of handle here, or cover. And so I kind of think that's what maybe makes it a gunboat. But of course, your canoe patterns, it's called a canoe because it looks like a canoe, but the purpose of it is it covers up, and it's supposed to help cover this area here so that you can slip it in and out of your pocket and it doesn't snag on your pocket, and it doesn't tear up the inside of your pocket. That's one of the advantages of a canoe. Well, I hope you share in my excitement of getting this wonderful knife here. It's fascinating. Just another wonderful collection, addition to my collection. And so I'll just simply say until next time, folks, have a very delightful day.